Hey everyone, it's Kristy-Lee here and welcome to episode number 7 of HR for Small Business. How are you? How's your week been? Are you ready for the weekend? If, like me, you're also ready for school holidays to be starting, or perhaps you're in the thick of it if you're, I think, in Queensland and a couple of the other states. Either way, I hope it's been a great week for you. I know I personally could use about an extra 25 hours this week to get everything done that I need to. And that feeling can be a bit stressful as a business owner. So I hope you're doing okay and having a great week. Now, before we get started on today's episode of HR for Small Business, just a reminder, we are going live using a tool called StreamYard. And if you're joining us on Facebook, you will need to give StreamYard permission to use your name. If you wish to make a comment or ask a question, which I highly encourage you to do throughout today's session. Otherwise, all I see is Facebook user, which is fine. I can still answer your question, but it would be great to know who's asking the question or contributing to the conversation and making the comment. So if you are joining us from Facebook, just give StreamYard permission to use your name. Everything from LinkedIn comes across no problems at all. So we're joining you today on Facebook, LinkedIn, and also on YouTube. Welcome wherever you are joining us from. Now, on today's session of HR for Small Business, we are talking about something that I know a lot of people are having a challenge with at the moment, and that is attracting quality applicants when you are currently hiring. For many business owners, for many businesses, in fact, this is a challenging time to find good quality applicants because you're searching and there is just nobody out there. And for some businesses, it's been like this for quite some time, particularly certain industries. There has been just a shortage of applicants coming into the market in specific industries, in some cases for many years. But for other businesses and other particular role types, this is a new challenge. This is a new problem. And we knew it was coming. I want to say that we did know this was coming. You heard us talk about last year about the Great Resignation. And we are seeing the effects of that kind of phenomenon. I'm not sure we're seeing the Great Resignation just yet, but we are seeing the impact of less people in the market, more businesses looking for employees, and therefore a real struggle to find quality talent for our businesses. And so today we're going to focus on how you can attract quality applicants even in the toughest markets. Now, for those of you who I haven't met before, hi there, my name is Kristy-Lee. I'm the director and founder of a consultancy practice known as the Footprint Group, and I'm also the founder of People Powered HR, our online community for business owners and managers of small businesses who want to get it right and avoid costly mistakes when it comes to their staffing and team needs. I'm also the host of the People Powered Business podcast and co-host of the Grow Your Influence podcast with the wonderful Juliet Robinson. Now, I've been working in the recruitment space and the human resources space for more than 20 years now, but it's not where I started my career. I started my studies in psychology, in understanding human behavior. And I found myself, like many of us do, landing in a job that I had no intention of having or no strategic thinking about getting into. And that was my first job in recruitment back in 1999, a long time ago. And I know that's the experience of many people. They didn't actually plan to be doing the career, the job, the business that they set out that they're in now, but it's kind of where the journey led them. And that was certainly my experience as well. I put together my first team when I was at uni. I secured a role, my first office role, which is always important when you're trying to get out of the retail hospitality space, with a large finance and banking corporation in a particular department with them. And as a uni student, I got my in and I was working casually. It was great. I was getting all the skills that I wanted to and just getting that exposure to an office. And then I was asked to actually build a team of people just like me, I was told, a team of people that could work the hours that I was working, that could get through the tasks in the time that I was getting through them, and that were basically not going to be a pain in the backside to manage because the permanents in this particular department were a pain in the backside to manage. And that was the first time really that I'd been given the opportunity to recruit people and build a team intentionally. You know, in my early days in retail and hospitality, sure, I had some involvement in a little of that, but this was really the first opportunity for me to do that. And it was great to be able to apply what I was learning at uni about psychology and about human behavior and interlace that with my first opportunity to build a team. And I was selective about who I offered this opportunity to. Some of my best friends did not get offered this opportunity. because I knew what I needed to do. I knew who they wanted, and I knew which people in my circle and in my wider circle would be perfect for that opportunity. In the end, there were about 10 of us. We had a fabulous time working together, I must say. The work was not by any stretch difficult. We were all uni students, and so coming to work was a bit of a break for us. We had the radio on, we were working late nights, punching through the admin work and getting paid handsomely to do so. And it was a super successful team. So successful that the entire Department of Permanence got made redundant once we'd systemised the entire process for them. And I really enjoyed that experience, the experience of being selective about who I chose for the team. So I guess in hindsight, it's not entirely surprising that I find myself a couple of years later being offered the position of a recruiter. And I thought I was taking this gig just to fill in a little bit whilst I figured out what I was going to do with this psychology degree. It was actually forensic psychology, so very specific. And as it turns out, psychology and recruitment and then human resources kind of go hand in hand. If you can read people well, you can figure out who's lying an interview, who is going to be an amazing fit for a particular team, who's not going to let you down, and who is going to let you down, equally important. Because what I learned very on, and I had great mentors in my early days in the recruitment space, was that two things are true. Number one, you cannot outrun a bad hire. If you put the wrong person in or it's the wrong role, there ain't no fixing that. That is going to come back to bite you every single time. And even the second thing I learned was even when you get the recruitment perfect, you have found the perfect person for that role and introduced them at the perfect time. If everything that happens after that is broken or non-existent, it's a total waste of time. And that's largely why I didn't stay in recruitment for a length of time, because I wanted to work on the bits afterwards, the full aspect of the human resources, because I was getting frustrated with us getting this part right and then the company letting us down beyond that. So the recruitment process truly is the key to setting everything up for success in your business. But when it's a tight applicant market, when there aren't a lot of choices with applicants, we can fall into the trap of hiring out of desperation, just trying to put a bum on a seat, or just trying to get someone to do the job. And that is never a recipe for success. So today I want to share with you some strategies of how you can attract great applicants, even in the toughest market. Now, I shared with you, I started my recruitment journey in '99 in Sydney. We were recruiting. My first year of recruitment was competing with everyone who was getting and wanting jobs associated with the Sydney Olympics. People in Sydney to work in any job were as rare as hen's teeth. So I cut my teeth in this kind of market. Sydney was that kind of market in the early 2000s as well. So I get what these markets look like. And yes, I've had the pleasure of working in other markets in recent years, which were the opposite, and we had a million choices. But right now, the market is tough across the board, across Australia, and across all sorts of industries. I know for some of us, trades are certainly feeling it, but also professional services, accountants and lawyers, and really at every level. Finding a great admin person is not the easiest task right now. So it is really affecting everyone. But there are some things you can do to cut through and improve your chances of finding someone for your next position. So firstly, I want to share with you today that recruitment is a marketing activity. I'm going to delve into that a little bit deeper in terms of what that means. The second thing I want to share with you is that in order to find your perfect applicant, you have to have complete clarity about who that actually is and where they're spending their time. And thirdly, I want to share with you the importance right now of showing and not telling in your recruitment campaigns. So hopefully that sounds great for you. If you are joining us live and you have any questions, or if you want to contribute to the conversation and let us know about your experience, just use the chat function and let me know, and I would love to hear your input. So firstly, I want to cover off with you why you need to treat your recruitment as a marketing activity. If you own your own business, or you're in a business that's small enough that you get to see all the ins and outs of what's going on, you'll know that any marketing activity that happens is worked on painstakingly. You spent hours crafting the messaging, getting the layout right, making sure the images are perfect, the colors. You're going to and from with designers or whoever's doing the work for you because you want to get this right. You want to attract your perfect customers. And before you make this investment, you want to make sure it is perfect, right? Have you had that experience? What about with your recruitment advertising? Do you spend the same amount of time, energy, and thought on that? Or do you just throw some words together and chuck it up on Seek and hope for the best? What worked before isn't going to cut it anymore in order to attract people into our businesses. It's no longer going to be enough to write an okay ad and throw it on Seek. I'm not saying you shouldn't be using Seek. I still very much believe you should be using Seek, but you need to do better. You need to cut through the noise that your applicants are seeing. If they go to Seek to search for a job, they're getting faced with a tsunami of ads just like yours. So you need to find a way to cut through, to talk directly to your ideal applicant, and to create a picture of your organization, of your company, of your culture that makes you stand out, but in an authentic way. There is absolutely no point crafting an ad that paints a picture of your company to be young and vibey and vibrant and flexible and loads of fun when actually you're quite corporate and you're quite traditional in how you work, because the candidate you attract ain't going to stick around, and vice versa. So it needs to be authentic with who you really are as a business. And part of this does come down to the words used in the ad, the language, the tone of what you're writing. And a large part of it has to do with where the ad is going. Where are you putting this campaign? Is it going on Seek? Is it going on LinkedIn? Is it going on your social media platforms? Is it going in an industry publication? You really do need a multi-pronged approach to recruitment these days because applicants are hanging out in different places. So you need to treat your recruitment like a marketing activity with the same attention, the same effort, the same energy and time and investment that you would with any other piece of marketing. If the goal of your marketing activities, your advertising, is to attract your perfect customer, the goal of your recruitment marketing activity is to attract your perfect applicant. And if you don't have that mindset, you're going to find it very difficult in this market. And that brings me to my second point. And this is about really knowing your ideal applicant, where they're spending time and what's of interest to them. Because in order to attract them like a magnet to come and apply for this job with you, you need to sell it to them. What is in it for them? And let me give you a hint. Great team, great company culture, cool workplace is not good enough. Everyone says the same things. And you might have those things, but so does everyone else. Or so does everyone else claim to. Candidates read that these days and just blur over it. They've read it so many times, and to be fair, they've probably seen instances where it hasn't been true as well. So you need to get really specific about what it is that would make this applicant want to work for you. Use language that appeals to them, but is also authentic to your business, and put the ad in front of them where they are at. So you need to think about this. Are they currently studying? You might need to go to the TAFE or university job boards and get your ad posted there. In some cases, you can even get the ad emailed directly to a particular cohort of learners, which if you're looking for someone learning that skill or that subject right now, that's your target market. That's the perfect group to be going to, not everyone on Seek. Is your applicant spending time on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are they on TikTok? Where do they spend their time scrolling, browsing? You need to put yourself in front of them where they are at. What publications do they read? Where do they consume content? Think very laterally about that, but you can't do that until you're very clear about who your ideal applicant is. So doing some profiling, doing some understanding, creating the list that I've spoken about before, which is about your must-have criteria. Really knowing this person, because until you're clear on that, it's like a guessing game. You're just splatting things around, hoping that it happens to land in front of the right person. And it also is going to mean the language you use in your ad may not be as direct and specific as it could be from when you are crystal clear and your ideal applicant. And the third strategy I want to share with you today is really simple, super powerful, and totally underutilized by most of your competitors. And that is your ability to show and not tell. What I mean by that is a candidate can read any words on a piece of paper, and they're skeptical as to whether that's true because everyone's telling them they've got a great culture and it's a great place to work and the leadership's fantastic and we're a cool team. Everyone's saying those things. If that really is your business, show them. And the number one way you can do that is to leverage the power of video. Now, I know that getting on video is not everyone's favorite thing to do. And when you suggest this to your team and even your management team and maybe your business partner, you might get a little pushback. Trust me. Businesses that are using video to show applicants what it's really like to work in the business have so much more buy-in and engagement from that first application. It is powerful in getting the candidate to take action. And most importantly, it's powerful in getting the candidate to say, that's my people. That's where I want to be, over and above the 75 other competitors advertising for the same role in the same location for the same type of person. Show, don't tell. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in, how big your business is, how big your tech budget is, you can do that simply with an iPhone video. You don't have to get a big, highly produced, expensive video done, but you can and it will work great, but you don't have to. A simple video on iPhone. It might be you talking about, this is my business, this is what I'm about, these are my values. It could be showing video of some of your team working together, having a laugh possibly, showing some of your workplace. If one of your key appeals is your actual physical workplace environment, show them that. If one of the key appeals of your business is that everyone's remote and everyone's online, show a team meeting where you're all connecting online. There are so many ways that you can leverage video to show what it's like to work with you. Show some of your team out in the field doing whatever it is that they do, and make sure what you're showing is the exact type of person you want to attract. So an example of that might be, let's say you're in the trades business, but you want you're working with high-end clients. You need your tradies to be perhaps a little bit more polished, well-spoken, well-groomed, well-presented generally. Show that kind of person on your team, and you've probably got a whole team of them. Show all of them out talking to clients, being really super friendly. It doesn't even have to have them speaking. It might be just showing video of them with some music in the background so people can see, oh, I'm like them. They're my people. It might be a video of the manager that this role reports to introducing themselves and saying, hey, come work with me. I run the customer service team. Here is everyone. We have a great time. It doesn't have to be technical or hard, but showing rather than telling gives you that unique ability to cut straight through, and it is underutilized right now. So you've got so much opportunity to beat your competitors. I know that feels like a strange thing to do, but I assure you, you're going to get massive value if you take that step that a lot of businesses won't take and create that video content. And if you're advertising on Seek, you can upload your video right there. Plus, it's great content for your social media channels. You can put it on your website. So many applications when you create that kind of content. So in summary, 3 strategies to attract candidates and applicants in a really tough market. Treat your recruitment advertising like a marketing activity. Give it the time, attention, resources that you would give any other marketing activity. Get crystal clear on who your ideal applicant is and where they are spending time hanging out, consuming knowledge, and put your ad in front of them where they are at. And thirdly, and most powerfully, show, don't tell when it comes to your recruitment advertising. Use video. If you can't use video, use visuals. Show what it's really like to work for your business, to support the businesses or the clients that you support, and to be part of your team. Have people feel like they belong already before they even submit that application. It's going to give you so much more cut through. Now, I know it's a tough market and I know it's really difficult, but as I said to you at the beginning, you simply cannot outrun a bad hire. So hiring out of desperation, taking the first person that turns up is never, ever the answer. But hopefully with these strategies, you'll be able to get that cut through, get some more applicants in your pool, and be able to make great hiring decisions to build your amazing team. That's it for episode number 7 of HR for Small Business. I hope you've enjoyed today's session. If you're catching the replay, let us know in comments what you've enjoyed and if you have any questions at all. And I'll be back again very soon for episode number 8. Take care, everyone.